welcome guys. Welcome to yet another session of Afri Moms. Samagumbi is my name. Have you had a chance to watch the other episodes? Please do. They are amazing. Like and subscribe to this channel because I'm talking to women from all over Africa. Is it Zimbabwe? Is it Botswana? Is it Ghana? Is it Niger? Is it Benin? Is it Egypt? I'm talking to each and everyone. If you are in those countries and you want to have a talk with this mompreneur, get in touch. My details are down below. But today we are talking digital marketing. We are talking about you being visible online, your business scaling up. Oh my God. And this lady talks about sustainable development goals. You know what? You are in for a ride. And I've got none other than my friend, Tofara. Hi, Tofara.
Hi, Samu. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How's the new year, girl?
The new year is going quite well, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity, which I believe is going to change the narrative of the African woman when it comes to digital marketing.
Oh yes, guys, you've heard it from her. But hey, Tofara, please just let me get to understand Tofara, and without the digital, without the what. Who is this lady? Where are you from? Tell us where you're from. Tell us, where did you grow up? Where did you do your primary school, girl?
Okay, so Samu, I'm a lady who was born and bred in a very small town in Zimbabwe called Rishavane. So I grew up raised by a single mother. We were 3 in our family, and I must say my mother was a really hardworking single woman, because I'm not that woman who can stand and say, you know what, I grew up in dire poverty, no. But I'm one person who was fortunate enough to have a hardworking mom around to make sure that she funds our education. She made sure that we had food to eat. And also she made sure that we had the basics that we could have as children. So I grew up in Rishavane. I did my primary education there, my secondary education there. Then after that, I had to go to a remote school in the rural areas of Shurupi called Tongogara. That is where I did my secondary school. And, you know, it was fun and quite a challenge as well, because the school was really deep down in the rural areas of Zimbabwe. But what I liked about myself, I grew up anticipating good all the time. My mother was a teacher, but she usually said to us, you know what, you have to aim to do better than me. You have to make sure that you have a career that you know, is better than teaching. And I was really wondering, what else can I do? Because she was my only inspiration at that time. So after secondary school, then I went to Midland State University, and that is where my journey began. The journey of, you know, the IT engineer in me. That is how it began. Growing up, you know, I grew up in a community where there was no access to information, no access to computers at all. And up until university level, I had not seen or touched a computer. So it was then the huge step when I got to university. I still remember when we were applying for the programs that we had doing, I didn't have to get what we call career guidance at school. So I was really wondering, am I going to do after all the subjects that I've done on my A levels? What then should I really do? Then when I was applying, we were just standing, we were a bunch of people, and people were saying, you know what, there's this new degree called information systems. Why don't you try it? And I just asked myself, okay, what is this information systems? What does it offer? So someone said, no, something to do with computers. Then I said, oh, okay, I've never touched or seen a computer, but I want to do this. I'll make it my first priority. And that is how I in IT as a girl at 20. So that is me in a nutshell. I grew up with my mom, and that is how I then started my career at university.
Wow, wow, guys, you will understand later why I wanted her to go to her background, because of the passion that she has now, the information, the computers. We are going to understand this. We are talking about Tofara Online. So, Tofara Online, what is it all about? Wait, Tofara, before we get there, are you married? Do you have kids? Where are you?
Yes, I am very much married. I've got 2 children, Tinenyasha and Monopa. They are both boys. I'm one person who is very silent when it comes to my personal life, my family. I know if you follow me, you won't even see them anywhere on social media.
Yeah.
Because I just had to, I just told myself I'm on the internet for business. So I rarely post my family. I don't usually post my family anyway. Even if it is on WhatsApp, no one will get to know about them. But I'm happily married. I've got 2 lovely children. One is 11 and the other one is 10.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And you are in Zimbabwe. Which town are you in Zimbabwe?
Currently, I'm in Harare.
Oh, she's in Harare, Zimbabwe. Guys, get in touch with her. She's there on WhatsApp. She's there on social media, very active. So now let's go. Let's talk about Tofara Online. I mean, you are coming from this background where you didn't have information, where you didn't even know about a computer, and you happen to do this degree. You're an engineer. And let me know, are you still working? Are you doing your business? What's happening with Tofara Online?
Okay. Okay, let me just take you back, Samu.
Okay.
I am, like I said, I did information systems, right? Then from there, I had to grow my career as an IT engineer. And fortunately enough, I was working for mining companies for about 15 years. And I changed two companies there. And I was really focusing on growing my career as an IT engineer. And during that process, I was looking at how best can I also have a secondary source of income. You know how it is when you're operating in Zimbabwe. You cannot just rely on the salary alone. So I started, looking for what other ventures can I do as a woman? How can I get extra income? You know how it is to subsidize my salary. So I then started selling small little things. I started selling tomatoes. I started baking muffins.
Oh wow! I sold maputi.
Yes, that is where we all start. And it was really fun because growing up, while my mother was really hardworking, she was someone who was selling this and that, making soap and selling, making Vaseline and selling. But it's something that was not like really planted in me to say, you know what, I can actually have a side hustle and make some money. So when I started working, I realized that with so many responsibilities, you need to have this secondary source of income. So that is when I started to sell anything that comes my way. And sometimes I regret that process, but sometimes I'm okay with it because to me, it was a learning point. Because at some point, what is moving at that time? Is it, blankets? At some point I was selling blankets. Blankets were really moving. And at the end of the day, you don't have any business plan. You're just moving up and down,
And that's where most women are, that's why I'm bringing these businesses to say, let's formalize, let's do things, let's learn from each other. Right now, we're learning from Tofara. I don't know where you're watching us from. Let me know where you're watching us from. But Tofara is telling us how she tried this, how she tried that. And you know what? That's where we are all, we start there and maybe you are still there, but let's keep going.
Exactly, Samu. And I still remember there's one of the ladies who actually was presenting, at a certain conference that I attended. And she actually said, are you making money or you are just spending money? That was my wake-up call, because I had to look at whether I'm so busy trying to get a secondary income, but really, am I really making the money that I want, or I'm just spending money? You know how it is, you can become a very busy body, running up and down. You have gone to order your clothes, your blankets, etc. Then you come back at the end of the day. If you are to look back at what you have acquired because of that running around, you'll see that you're just a big busy body, spending money, you know. But I got to a point where I said, you know what, no, I just have to leave everything. I just have to leave everything and start from the bottom going up. And I still remember in 2016, that is when I said, you know what, I now need a business that is going to be inherited by my children. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't give us value to run around in this current world. At the end of the day, when I'm gone one day, my kids won't have anything to benefit from the businesses that I was running. So I just sit down and said, okay, how can I leave a legacy for my children? And I had two business ideas in my mind. And one was the African Queen brand. I think you know about it, which was focusing on selling, you know, African print fabrics and finished products. And the other one was also on career diversion. And on my career diversion, I was saying, you know what, I don't want to continue working, you know, I don't want to continue having a formal job, because the job where I was in terms of career growth, I was at the ceiling. There was nowhere to go, but I felt that I could do much more than what I'm doing in the business. And you know how it, you are employed, some of the things won't go hand or in line with the company policies, etc. So I was looking at, you know what, I then looked at my background and said, I'm one person who grew up in an environment where there was no access to information and computers. And most probably, most girls were raised just to get married. You know how it is in a small community where when you finish your O levels, the next thing is you have to look for someone to marry you, and that guy should be someone working in the mines, you know, because Shishawa is a mining town. And I have to change the story. I have to make sure that I come up with an initiative which gives a girl child information of the opportunities that are available in the digital space. I still remember the time I got hold of a computer at university. I personally told myself, you know what, this is life, this is the future, this is everything that I need. Because to me, everything was fascinating. I would see myself getting so many opportunities when it comes to just using a computer. So when I started African Queen and Tofara Online, it was in parallel. Why? Because Tofara Online was more of a digital marketing, you know, consulting trust. I'll talk more about Tofara Online, but I want you to get the story of how I then solidified the Tofara Online vision through growing my business, the African Queen brand online. So what I did was, I said, I don't want to look confused online. Let me just focus on this brand called the Tofara. So it's called the African Queen Zimbabwe. What I did was, remember I had said I had left all the other hustles and I had, you know, said I want to start from the bottom. So when I African Queen Zimbabwe, I really wanted to make sure that everything is in place. I registered my company and I started researching about this African print industry. And I don't want to lie to you, back then in 2017, when I started this business, it was like, it's impossible, because Zimbabwe on its own had a market which is flooded with African print products and fabric, anything was flooded. But the fact that I knew that there is this digital space, this digital economy, which can give me an advantage if I trade internationally. I did my research. You know, I spent most of my time researching about the African print industry. And at some point, I even traveled to study fabric. I went to Ghana, I went to Tanzania just to study fabric. And I had to call people in China, you know, the Chinese who make those African print fabrics, because I really wanted to understand, what am I really venturing into? How is the market internationally? And how can I also get my market share from that? So from there, I found myself, you know, creating content around fabric. Because I had said, okay, I want to sell this fabric. So I would create content and talk and describe the fabrics that I would sell. For example, I would talk about the Java, how the Java is structured in terms of the yarn count, how the Java fabric is structured in terms of the garments you're supposed to make using Java. You know, if it is wax fabric, what can you use? How can you take care of it? And at some point, found myself getting a lot of followers online, and people started buying fabric from me from all over the world. I'm telling you, that was the beginning of the journey.
From all over the world, Tofara. I mean, so is that how you positioned yourself, that now
Yes.
Selling fabric and people are buying from all over the world?
I used to, I shipped fabric to New Zealand, Australia, UK, USA, South Africa, Botswana, Zambia. You know, Zambia has also fabric that comes from there. But people know what we really want, that type. We are failing to get it in the market. Because I also made sure that whatever fabric that I'm bringing in, it's unique, you know, and I had to make sure that I focus more on this digital space. So the moment that I started pushing my brand online and growing my business online, that is when people would come and say, Tofara, how are you doing it? You seem to be, you know, growing while we are in an economy which is making us shrink and we are struggling to make ends meet. Then I told people, you know, there's this thing called digital marketing. I'm going to create groups for you to you know, learn about digital marketing for free. And I still remember at the point when I started these WhatsApp groups, I had more than 1,000 people in 5 WhatsApp groups. And information on digital marketing. You know, I was talking content creation. I'll talk about, you know, WhatsApp marketing. I'll talk about search engine optimization. I'll talk about any content, you know, how to monetize your following, etc. I'll talk about any topic that I would feel people need this. People need to know that, you know, we should no longer look at the traditional ways of doing business, but we should now move on to the digital way of doing things, right? So, you know, I think I spent almost a year teaching people on digital marketing for free. And personally, I think of how to monetize. You know, I knew I could monetize this following, but I had this heart to say, you know what, guys, just try it. Create your content. Make sure that you're allowed online. You're on Facebook. If you have got a website, make sure that people know about this digital space. That is how they said, now I've discovered this is a need. You know, many people would come from all over the world. I tell you, all over the world. People from Europe, Africans based in Europe would come and say, you know what, Tofara, we are seeing your work. How can we also learn about this digital marketing thing? That is how Tofara Online was birthed formally. You know, I had to then say, okay, there is a need. There is a need. People want to grow their businesses online. People don't have the knowledge on how to do it. People don't know how to create their own content. You know, I had to look at the problems that people were coming and say, you know what, Tofara, I've been doing this business for almost 5 years now. It's not growing. How can I be in the digital space, the digital economy? Then I thought, oh, okay, this is an opportunity for me to formalize this organization called Tofara Online. And Tofara Online, we registered it. We then registered it as a trust and said, since I am someone who has a passion for women and girls and the youth to learn about digital marketing, I want everyone to benefit from this trust. So I registered called Tofara Online, which has a main focus on empowering women and small to medium enterprises to adopt digital marketing for business growth or for career development. So we are focusing every project that we run or of every you know, initiative that we launch at Tofara Online. It is just making sure that the next person has become better, whether it's the digital marketing career or is the business side of things, you know. As we go on, I'll talk about the things that we are doing at Tofara Online that are empowering women and youths.
You know what, guys? Listen, I think I just wanted to go on and go on and go on. Let me know, guys. How long have you been in business? Is your business visible online? You know, I teach a lot about doing lives, being on video, being here. So get in touch. Let's get you on camera. And Tofara will come and say, listen, let's create your content. Let's position you. Let's brand you. Let's do this. But Tofara, what is interesting for me that is coming out is, you know, as African women, we've got this thing called Ubuntu. And I understand you that you did this for free, you know, without even charging anybody. And maybe tell me a bit about this power of WhatsApp, because people don't understand how they can use WhatsApp because they're just sending all these funny messages. How can a businesswoman who's listening now take advantage of WhatsApp?
Okay. You know, WhatsApp is one of the most powerful tools that every woman and every business should use when it comes to marketing their businesses. And I think I want to also share the wins that we actually also had through WhatsApp marketing, right?
Yes.
So like I said, I'm one person who is so much into business when it comes to social media, and WhatsApp is social media, right?
Yeah.
So now the woman, you don't have to vent your emotions on WhatsApp. WhatsApp is for business. And I'll then recommend have the WhatsApp for business application. You know, you must have, yes, your personal line for your personal communications, etc. But today we're talking about business. You need to have WhatsApp for business, right? And you need to have your business line set up. And I'm going to share with you how you can grow your business on WhatsApp. Okay, like I said, of emotions on WhatsApp. If you feel like you are angry, just go outside and breathe and come back, and no, your status will talk about your business. You know, people not know how you feel, because with this digital space, you know, the digital space does not forget. If you post a WhatsApp message which is demeaning someone, or which is maybe speaking against a certain race, or maybe which is, you know, showing you that you are an angry person, sometimes people don't give you business because of what you post on your status. And sometimes you are just saying, you know what, I'm venting out. I want everyone to know how I'm feeling about this issue, etc. Even if it is about politics, be silent about it. Why? Because we are in business to make money. And some of the things that we do, you might really wonder why you are not making sales, or why people are not buying your products and services. Yet it's something that you posted on your WhatsApp status. And to you, it was just simple. But to people, it was just a big issue, you know? So what we usually do is, and what I would recommend every business to do is, please sit down and create what we call your WhatsApp following. Like I said, I created WhatsApp groups. At first, there were 5, but I can tell you now we have got more than 50. I think we can get to 60 WhatsApp where we post information to do with digital marketing, right? So creating your following is all about giving people free and useful information about your line of business. If you're into products, for example, make sure that you create content for your hair products and give people the value of buying your product, and create WhatsApp groups. You know, WhatsApp to me is something that is closer. It's different from Facebook and Instagram, which is very broad. There are billions of people there. But when you have and clicking your link, it means they're interested in your products or services at some point. So create those, and from there start creating content that, you know, engage with people, give them useful information about your products or your services. I'm one person who can wake up and say, today let's talk about how we can monetize our WhatsApp platforms, right? And send that for free. Yes, sometimes it won't be like the 100% where someone would say, I want to start monetizing WhatsApp, but at least I give them free information which is useful, but which also leaves them with a certain hunger for wanting to know more. And that is when they enroll for our classes. And what I've discovered is these WhatsApp groups, the following that you have in your WhatsApp, these are your first customers. These are your first digital customers. The moment you, for example, I can spend the whole month talking about, digital marketing and how to monetize certain platforms. But the moment I advertise a full class, the first people that enroll for that class are my WhatsApp followers, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
I usually track if a group has 250 people. This is an example. And I say a WhatsApp group, and maybe 100 of those engage with me and ask more about this course. I would expect to get 60 or 70 students from those WhatsApp groups. That is how I manage WhatsApp following. And like we said in other discussions, Samu, I'm one person who does not really focus on charging a lot of money. Why? Because I know my audience is women who are struggling with business growth, youths that are employed, and SMEs that also are struggling with business growth. So our courses really are not like charged exorbitantly, but I believe that if I charge $20 or $25 for a certain course and I target to train only 100 people per month, that is a lot of money.
That is a lot of money, sis.
You can monetize your product. So if you are selling, for example, sometimes you don't need to put a huge markup for you to get money. You just need to make sure you say, okay, from the pairs of shoes that I'm focusing on, and remember, everything that you do online is all about giving people value and solving their problems. And I usually give this example. Why? Because I've got a big, I wear size 8 or 9, depending on the cut. But you are going to see that people will be advertising small sizes and not catering for our need as people with big feet, So you have to, the WhatsApp groups that you're going to create, people are going to come with different needs. Some people are heavy like me. I need a block heel. So if you continuously sell your stilettos, they're not going to be sold or they're not going to be bought, Why? Because you have taken time to understand the needs of your clients that are in the WhatsApp group. So if you discover that in this WhatsApp group, we've got heavy women who want block heels, start pushing that. And you'll see that most probably where you would push 3 pairs, which are big sizes, most probably you start pushing 100 pairs. Why? Because you have listened to a problem and you are now focusing on satisfying your WhatsApp market. I can give 7. When I started making for African Queen Zimbabwe. I still remember, I wanted to make dresses, and I got this, advice to say, the small sizes, the size 10, the size 12, they are the fast mover. Then you know what I did? I went, made a lot of dresses, Sam, I don't want to lie. And I got my petite model, how it is size 10, size 12, wearing their stilettos in African. And guess what? I did not make even a sale. I did not make even a sale. To me, a loss. Why? Because I did not get time or give myself time to understand the needs of people. And there's one client of mine and said, Tofara, your dresses are nice. Everything is just good, but you don't have big sizes. And I said, and by then I was a size 42, 44, And then I said, but this one is telling the truth. I don't have any big stock. Then I said to my tailors, please, can you just make 5 dresses, big sizes that fit me? And you know what? I got my dresses. I called in a photographer and said, you know what? Just do a shoot. And from there, that very same day, I released those photos. I sold all the 5 dresses. Why? Then I realized, I was actually having these WhatsApp groups with African people, with people who want African print products. But I was focusing on, on the wrong problem. There was no problem with the petite sizes. They can get clothes anyway. But the big people were struggling to get, and the styles I would make were the tight ones here and the flared ones at the bottom, and it could fit one. And we had a model which we used, like if you get into a shopping fair, size 42, that is the standard size, So we used that same model with when we were selling our product. So WhatsApp now, it's very powerful as long as you understand your customers, you understand what they need, and you satisfy that specific need. You know, I usually also give this one is going to be the last the last testimonial. So
Yeah.
I usually tell people that in 2019, WhatsApp made me to land in Germany, Berlin, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I remember, yes, WhatsApp is very powerful. So I still remember there was this company called AfroLink. They identified our, you know, our services of training on digital marketing online, and this was on Facebook. And then they said, Tofara, you know what, we have an e-learning platform that we would want to push in Africa. We want to bridge the gap between the African ecosystem and the European ecosystem. And we are seeing the work that you, and we think that you are, you know, the rightful person to push this e-learning platform for us. Yes. And I said, oh, okay. You know, there are so many people who come with opportunities online, but you need to vet them because are time wasters. So what I did was I went onto the platform and I registered for the entrepreneurship course that they were offering. And it was nice. And I still remember the registrations on that platform were about 30. And this platform had been launched in 9 other African countries, and Zimbabwe was going to be the 10th, right? So then I went through the course. There was great content. And I also noticed some of the problems that we are having. You know, people were saying the digital marketing aspect is not working. But then I later realized that no, people don't have this basic entrepreneurial knowledge. So let's just, you know, start from the basics of what is entrepreneurship, how do you structure your organization, then marketing is just a wing that is also going to be attached to us, you know. Then I went to my WhatsApp groups. Remember, I had created these many WhatsApp groups. Then I said, guys, there's this German organization, they've created their entrepreneurship course, and they've created an online platform for you to learn on entrepreneurship. Can you just join and register? Can you just register on this platform and learn about entrepreneurship? And guess what? In one day, we registered 750 people in one day because of our WhatsApp following.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
How powerful our WhatsApp following was.
Yes.
750 people, Samu, it was a record. And actually the system started crashing. Why? Because they had not seen, you know, such kind of a registration from the 9 countries they had launched. Zimbabwe came and 750 people from our WhatsApp groups registered. And the owner of AfroLink said, we have never seen this. We want this lady to come to Berlin, to the AfroLink conference, and we want her to speak about her organization. And guess what? They bought my ticket, my accommodation was sorted, and for 1 week I was, and from there, you know what? I just told myself, this is just God. And during the 1 week, we had what we call a Berlin tour. I went to Facebook, I went to Instagram, I went to I went to Airbus, you know. I went there and I learned more about technology, more about, you know, the digital space. And to me, it was the information now which gave me the what can I say, the confirmation that I'm in a field that is growing. When it comes to Zimbabwe and Africa, they are still years behind. So if there is such a huge community that is in the global space, why can't I push them so that I also, you know, make sure that I impact more people? So WhatsApp can be powerful depending on how you use it. Don't sell every time, because I know of people who just wake up to sell. Hey guys, I've got this product. Guys, the first thing that you do to post your product, have you ever stood back to understand what the group is all about and what they are offering or what you can offer to them? You know, you are not supposed to be that person who sells only. Give people inspiration enough to love your brand before they even start purchasing your product. Give people enough information, you know, to talk about your brand when you are not there and to refer people. And at the end of the day, you are going to see that WhatsApp marketing will give you a lot of money, you know.
Okay.
Then
Wow.
that
Wow, Tofara.
information that we have, the information that we have gathered on WhatsApp made us launch so many projects, projects. Number one, we launched what we call the Business Talk with Tofara. And this business talk, it does not matter whether you're digital business, no. We invite experts to talk about poultry business, to talk about farming, to talk about, you know, jewelry, to talk about beauty care products. We invite experts to talk about all these, how people can start these businesses and grow them online. We invite experts because we saw that as long as we have a pool of people who want digital marketing, the market is diverse, but we have to group them to say, okay, if you're into beauty care, get into this group. If you're into farming, get into this group. Then we talk about bringing in experts in those areas. Then after the experts come and address them, then we say, once you are done with the basics that the experts have said, please make sure that you enroll for the digital marketing class. That is how we make money on WhatsApp. You know, we just convene people and give them value, and these experts come and talk for free, right? So it's not about you have a lot of following, but sometimes it's all about the value that you give people. Then from there you start making money. And I thank God in 2020, I managed to quit my full-time job to pursue my vision.
I love that. Well, I'll say congratulations, because you have just made it. And oh my God, congratulations. You know what, Tofara, our time is running out, and I just need you to quickly let me know about 4 or 5 services that you're doing. You know what, guys, Tofara is going to be on the Shadows to Spotlight challenge that I'm going to be having in my Facebook private group from the 1st to the 4th of February. You don't want to miss it, because they should be having a full hour on teaching us and making sure that we understand how we can use this digital space for our businesses. But Tofara, let me know about your services before we wrap it up.
Okay, so number one, on Tofara Online, we do coaching, one-on-one coaching services to individuals, women, and small to medium enterprises. We also do group coaching services as well on digital marketing and innovation. And from there, we also do digital marketing training, and this starts from certificate level up until diploma level. We are also affiliated to the DMI Zimbabwe chapter, the Digital Marketing Institute Zimbabwe chapter. If you want an internationally recognized certificate in digital marketing, we can facilitate for you to enroll with DMI Zimbabwe, and you can actually get your certification. Then consultancy as well. We consult for individuals or owned businesses or large organizations as well. And this is where we consult on the digital marketing strategy, social media strategy. We consult on business development as well. And all these will be centered on growing businesses digitally. Then we also offer what we call digital marketing packs. This is where we are saying those people who do not have time to create their content, we can create your marketing material on your behalf. And the money that we charge is very, very minimum. And we also have workshops that we hold online or physically, depending on the COVID situation. And these workshops are all as per need. If it is a content creation and management workshop that is needed, we can have that online or on physical workshop as well. Then we have main event, which is called the Digital Marketing and Innovation Summit, which we launched in 2019. And we have the experts from all over the world coming in to, to teach people more about digital marketing and innovation.
Oh, wow. Wow, guys. Listen, guys. This is the woman. You heard her talking about 60 WhatsApp groups, and you still just, venting on WhatsApp. What are you doing? We just touched WhatsApp, guys. We did not touch even, the other parts of digital marketing. Even on the challenge, I know she's going to touch a lot, but listen, you need to follow her. You need to make sure that you are in one of those WhatsApp groups, because for me, I've been through it. I've gotten the digital pack. You see my advertising, nice blue and yellow. She did it, okay? And, I said, I love talking. She loves creating. Why not? And you can collaborate, guys. You know what? Get in touch with her. She's the kind of woman who is open to the world. You heard her mentioning all those countries. Germany, like hello, Tanzania, Ghana, she's been in your country. So get in touch with Tofara. I'll leave her details down below. And if you are friends with me on Facebook, or if you're not, she's friends with me. You always see her there. She's one of my good friends who challenges me, guys, also. So yeah, she will challenge you. But Tofara, I've had so much fun with you. Any last thing that you need to say? I know we can talk all day, girl. I know we can talk, but anything that you just want to challenge a woman who's been in business and who's saying, what is she talking about? Or the one who is starting and saying, when will I get there? I know you've got the right words.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Sam. It was really a great time talking to you. I would like to challenge women to start reading. I think I'm one person who knows the challenges that come with building a personal brand or building a business. The times that we speak up, we like right now, I was talking about the wins. I was talking about how digital marketing has managed to change my life, but it doesn't mean that it came in a silver platter.
Yeah.
Business comes with its own challenges, but I want to challenge you to read about 3 books, and I'm going to name these 3 books that changed my thinking. And these books have been, on my head, on my heart, every time I meet a challenge. Number 1, I want you to read a book which was written by Bishop T.D. Jakes, which is called Crushing. God turns pressure into power. This book has actually taught me that challenges, sometimes they don't come from the devil. Challenges come from God. But sometimes God will be preparing you for something better. And sometimes you cannot be able to handle it without going through challenges. So at some point, I was at the rock bottom of my career. I was at a point where I did not know what to do, and I was having challenges, at work. Things were not working out. In my business, things were not working out. And I got to a point where I was so down. And when I grabbed that book, the moment I saw that some of the challenges that we face as women, as people, some of these challenges are molding us to be strong and firm, and they're molding us to be people who are, better and excel in certain positions. I still remember at some point, Bishop T.D. Jakes wrote about, if you are working and you are demoted, or if you are working and you feel that you are being stamped down when you're down there. Sometimes God puts you down so that you know how it feels to be down. And when you are up there, you know how to treat people who are at the bottom. So Crushing, please read that. It will help you when are tough. Then there is a book that was written by Dr. Cindy Trim. It's called Commanding Your Morning. It gave me this idea of you waking up, speaking positively about your life, speaking positively about your business. And I still remember at some point she says, every morning when you wake up, you are supposed to go and walk, walking and declaring words in the air, the things that you want to achieve. Definitely, as long as you get into the culture of declaring, commanding your morning, commanding, everything that you want, things will fall into place. Then the last one, this is a book was written by Edna Mkurashija. She is a wonderful businesswoman, my mentor as well. Her book is called You Have All It Takes. You know, the moment I read that book, I still remember I was one person.
What?
You have all it takes. You have all it takes.
Oh, you have all it takes. Okay.
Yes, you have all it takes. So this book changed my mentality. You know how us women usually hold on to our past, we hold on to our history, we hold on to the things that happened way back, and those are the things that, you know, affect us, the movement that we are going to make in future. So You Have All It Takes talks about you having a seed of greatness. You know, when I was reading that book, I would see that if someone has a seed of greatness, all you need to do is to cultivate that seed so that it grows and bears fruits, right? So sometimes we are not able to see the greatness that is in us because of our past. Some people are bitter. Some women, we are bitter. Yes, there's nothing wrong with being bitter, but sometimes that bitterness will not help you to cultivate the seed of greatness that is in you. Release your past. If you're an orphan, if you were ill-treated by people, if your family, you know, we had to turn back when you needed them, those are the challenges of life that we get as women, as small to medium enterprises. But when you read that book, you're going to see that there are certain things that you need to release and focus on the seed of greatness that is in you and focus on cultivating it. I believe that every woman, every mompreneur, every Afri mom, you know, has a seed of greatness. So it's up to us to cultivate it and become the best version of ourselves.
Wow. I'm seeing these books and I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to get my hands on them. I think I've read Dr. Cindy Trim, Commanding Your Morning. The other two, I need to look for them and I need to read them. And that's what I've said this year, that every day from 9 to 25 past 9, I am reading, because when you are working, you block out chunks in your time, guys. That's time management that we'll talk about. But for the 25 minutes every day from Monday to Friday, imagine in a whole month, how much reading would I have done? So I'm so glad, Tofara, that you mentioned the culture of reading. Even my children, right? When we're doing the holidays in last year in December, we were taking them to the library. And we're introducing them that, yes, they can play with their video games, but they need to learn how to read. You know, so thank you for that. Tofara, thank you so much. I know we've gone past our time, guys, but listen, this was a session where you know, it's fundamental in your business because of where we are going. The world is moving digital, and you need to also embrace this digital space, digital marketing. Tofara, thank you so much. I appreciate you, girl. Yeah, tender. Wow, guys, please like, subscribe, and share this video. This is another session of AfriMoms. I'm bringing you all the women who are doing business that I can get hold of in Africa, and you want to find yourself in here. Samagumbi is my name, and smiling is my trademark. Bye for now.